All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Kentucky Speedway. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Kentucky for a 100-lap race. It's race number 5 of the season. Kentucky is a fun track, man. It's going to be a lot of fun here tonight, that's for sure. Better hang on to your horses. This is going to be live, and it's going to be fun. It's TurnLeftTV. Well, a little high-octane Racing League Buschwackers Series for you tonight. Xfinity Series style, huh? Race number 5 of the season. And we're getting ready to rock and roll here, boys and girls. All right, thank you so much for jumping in here to TurnLeftTV. Thanks for joining us. A little bit of a delay in my mic right now I'm trying to get used to, so pardon the mistakes. All right, the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series, Kentucky Speedway. It's race number 5. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. And we got a fun one here for you tonight. Man, I really like Kentucky. It's one of my favorite tracks, at least the quote-unquote cookie-cutter versions of Stockcar tracks, the mile-and-a-halves. A lot of room to race here at Kentucky, that's for sure. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. How about some WordPress hosting, online store hosting, VPS hosting, or shared web hosting? Those are also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our servers here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget to join us over there. And you get a quick link to our Discord server, as well as schedules, point standings, you name it, man. HighOctaneRacing.net. Come on and join us over there. We've been going strong for 22 years. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. I appreciate everybody being here and watching the races, whether it's live or on replay. Hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. Share my videos with all of your friends. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You'll get updates when you smash the bell too, huh? Get updates when the races are going live, when I have videos uploaded here at TurnLeftTV. Thanks to all the supporters out there, all the people who come out and watch the race. If you are here watching the race and you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Help me out here. Really appreciate that. We have got about 5 minutes-ish, a little under 5 minutes left to go in the practice session. Baldo Spindle in the 68 car, making his way around. He just got off the track, I think, over there at across the pond at Ozzy. racing with us here tonight. After doing the double here, man. He loves racing, man. He just eats, sleeps, and drinks sim racing. That's awesome. We'll take a look at the track here at Kentucky Speedway. 1.5 miles located in Sparta, Kentucky. Banking in the turns, 17 degrees in 1 and 2, 3 and 4 at 14 degrees, and a lot of room to race here, in my opinion, through the turns. It's a smooth 1.5 miles. The tri-oval can be a little challenging sometimes, but I think the biggest thing is going to be the car being a little bit loose as these guys really get after it, especially in traffic too. You're gonna have to watch it because this thing can get loose on you. But a lot of room to race here in Kentucky. That can give you some false sense of security. We'll have to keep our eye on the aggressiveness here tonight. Got 3 minutes left to go in the practice session. Don't forget, man, we got some more racing headed your way. Tomorrow, Saturday, 9 p.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, will be race number 3 of the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series season, NOLA Motorsports Park. I have never been to this track. Just learning more and more about it. I should know about it, huh? Never been to it. But I'm going to broadcast a race for you tomorrow, 2 p.m. in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. If you'd like to join up, there's the QR code. Scan that bad boy and come on out and race with us. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action. Coming up next Tuesday, 9 p.m. No, we're moving it forward. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be quals versus 9. So we changed times here in the U.S. and it was a little tough for some of these guys across or down in the southern hemisphere. So we decided to help them out and do some changes some times here, go a little bit earlier, so help those guys get to bed early. So we'll be at Iowa Speedway for a 120-lap race number 7 of the season. And that'll be a fun one, man. I love Iowa, I really do. So I'm excited to bring this race to you. These racing start at 8:30 p.m. or quals at 8:30 p.m. The broadcast will start just a little bit earlier than that. Come on out and check us out. Getting ready to go to the quals here, so we're about ready to set this grid. We are about ready to set this grid. These guys will be headed out here to quals very, very shortly. The qual's underway. Really waiting on who's going to make that first move in quals. Looks like Marazon's out of the gate there. The 60 car, Craig Marazon, going to get his qual lap in. Why they don't just start the car on pit lane? That would be great instead of having to worry about driving through the garage area. I mean, come on. Take a look at the tower here as Craig Marazon making his laps. I mean, you know Craig Marazon's going to be up there at the top of the grid. 14.437 is the second sector time. 31.181. Marazon there to the top of the grid. 31.096 for his lap. Now Sean Jacobs. I know this Artem Vieta there, the 4 car, getting his laps in. Marazon the top time. Robillard second. Richter right now third. Novar fourth. Carter sits fifth. Artem Vieta on his out lap here in this 4 car. Jacobs to the top of the grid with a 31.073. Sean Jacobs, the 24, the top time here so far. Let's see where Vieta lands. 31.064. Wow, look at that. 9/1,000 separate the two of those guys. Wow. How about that? John Stanley in the 12 car. He's finished up his qual attempt there. Looks like Givaldo might be the only driver. See if he's going to start in the back or what his plan. No, he's out there qual right now. 68 car. Top time, Vieta, 31.064. Sean Jacobs right there in second. Marazon sits third. Robillard fourth. Richter fifth. Let's see where Givaldo. Oh, Givaldo scraping the wall through the turn. That's going to scrub off some speed. 68 car now, 32.126. He's got some work to do. He's got a little work to do. Grover out, he might be out on the track as well. Looks like he's finished up his qual session. I thought that he's out there. Right now Grover sits, looks like 10th. And this is a little bit better lap though, 32.580 for Givaldo. He does move up a little bit. John Stanley start back there in P14. So that looks like that will do it for the guys who are qualifying. So Givaldo got that lap in. And that will do it here for the qualification session. These guys have about 5 minutes to get through the DM. And I want to say thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Let's get this party started. All right, welcome back. Welcome to TurnLeftTV. This is the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers series. These guys are about 3 minutes away from switching over to the warm-up session. Right now, they're going through the drivers' meeting. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV and owner of High Octane Racing League. And it's round number 5 tonight, Kentucky Speedway, a 1.5-mile track, 100 laps, and halfway through the season after we finish up tonight. We'll take a look at the keys to the race here tonight at Kentucky. It's Kentucky, man, you ding dong. Oh boy, I think I got 2 race keys buttons. That's my problem. Here we go. I do that every time, man. I need an assistant. I'm telling you. Braking. I think braking and tire management are going to go hand in hand here. Take your time. Don't get too much out of your box here, and manage those tires. Braking going into the turn. I think just a little bit of a, little tap on that brake, just like ease on that brake a little bit. Get that car set up through the turn. You want to get it kind of floating through the turn so you can get it set up, and then stomp on that gas on the way out of the turn. So don't forget to find a rhythm here tonight. That will help you out as well. Racing side by side. Woo! Going to be a little bit of issue here tonight, I think. So these guys are right now still going through the drivers' meeting. I think that we need to advertise the Saturday Night Thunder here at Kentucky Speedway coming up tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, race number 4 of the season. And it's Veterans Day, by the way. Veterans Day. Very important day here in the United States coming up tomorrow. Throw up our Veterans Day logo there next to the TurnLeftTV logo to honor our vets. I happen to be a vet. We're honoring Will Dunbar, of course. He's a vet here with us tonight. And I'm not sure. There might be some more, but I don't know if there are. If there are, speak up. Will Dunbar, an Army vet, and served in the U.S. Air Force. Very proud of that. Looks like these guys are switching over to the warm-up session. Let's take a look at the qualification results here at Kentucky. Talk about that, Archivieta in that 4 car starting in P1. Sean Jacobs starts second. Craig Marazon, great qualification session here for him. He qualifies in 3rd. Rod Roblox 4th. Dan Richter in a 65 qualifies in the 5th position. I'll tell you what, man, Dan Richter might be my pick to win this race tonight, man. It's a high-line race, and this guy likes the high line. Rizky Novar starts in the 6th position. Racing all the way from Indonesia. Part of the Psychopath e-racing community. Gordon Carter, one of our Canadian drivers, starts in the 7th position to 56. Steve Pierce, Texas driver, Captain Morgan, number 51, starts 8th. Dennis Yunichin, our Ukrainian driver, 47 car, starts in the 9th position lives in Kharkiv, Ukraine. Gets up early in the morning to race with Dana Grover, one of our Canadian drivers, racing for Tracks VR tonight in the 89 car, starting in the 10th position. Qualifying in 11th is Eugene Fedorov, Mr. Punk Rocker, one of our Russian drivers. Punk Rock, Mr. Punk Rock. He's trying to get his daughter into punk rock, too. Gilmar Peixoto, our Brazilian driver, 71, starts in 12th. Givaldo Spindola, everybody knows Givaldo, knows High Octane Racing League and TurnLeftTV. They've seen Givaldo racing, starting in the 68 car in 13th position. And John Staple Gun Stanley will start in P14 in the 12 car. Don't forget that High Octane Racing League GT3 Series will be back in action tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, NOLA Motorsports Park, and Veterans Day. 60-minute race live right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, let's take a look at the point standings coming into tonight's race. Artur Vieira in that 4 car is first in points. Craig Mayer's on second. Sean Jacobs third. Gordon Carter fourth. John Stanley is fifth. You see Givaldo Spindola, Gilmar Peixoto, Tom Robillard, Dana Grover, and Dennis Shudichin rounding out the top 10. Page number 2, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Not here tonight, I don't think, unless he dives in here real late. Might be doing some samba tonight. He sets 11th in points. Steve Pierce 12th. Iago Gomez 13th. Jesus Iglesias, get better soon, man. He broke his hand, and it looked awful, dude. Hopefully he gets better very, very soon. Definitely thoughts and prayers going out to Jesus. Eugene Fedorov sets 15th. Benner Silva, Dan Chesmore, Julio Caligari, Rich Novar, and Jim Willis rounding out the top 20. And I think some of these guys have actually dropped out of the race, so we'll get that adjusted at some point. So those are the point standings coming into tonight's race. All right, man. Well, I'm going to get my pick in here for the race, for winning this race. And I said this guy right here is going to be my guy to win this race. So I think my pick to win this race is Dan Richter, as if you couldn't tell. So I think Dan Richter's got the. This is a track where I do think it favors a guy who can handle that high line, and Dan Richter's probably one of the best at it, really getting up to the high line and handling that. That's the guy I think is going to win this race tonight. That could be bad juju right there since I picked him, huh? He's like, don't pick me. Don't pick me. Got about a minute and a half left. Or excuse me, 2 minutes left here before we get going on race. So I got my pick in. Who knows, man? It might be the Indonesian tonight. Psychopath iRacing. Fave, Ritsky Novar. Ritsky Novar does a lot of work for us too, man. He helps with car sets, and he does a fantastic job for us. Not a bad painter there, too, huh? Did he paint that car? Wow. And again, we want to say happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there. It's Veterans Day here in the United States. A very important day for us. We can remember all of our veterans. So we had a great Veterans Day ceremony today at work, and had a lot of veterans in. Of course, there are 3 people that work with me, including myself. 3 people that are veterans there. So we have one from the Marines. I'm from the Air Force, and we have another guy from the Navy. So here we go, boys and girls. You ready to rock and roll? I'm ready. I got my picks in. And I'm ready to rock and roll. You ready to rock and roll? Kentucky Speedway here tonight, and it's round number 5. Round number 5 of the season, and it's Kentucky Speedway here tonight.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right, here we go. The starting order here tonight at Kentucky. Archer Vieta starts in P1. Sean Jacobs starts in the 2nd position. Craig Marizon will start 3rd. Todd Robillard starts in the 4th position in the 90 car. Starting at P5 will be Dan Richter in the 65. Ritsky Novar in the 10 starts in the 6th position. Gordon Carter in that 56 starts 7. Steve Pierce starts in the 8th position in the 51 car. Starting at P9 will be Dennis Hudichin in the 47. Dana Grover in the 89, racing from Trax VR, starts in the 10th position. Eugene Fedorov will start 11th. Gilmar Peixoto starts in the 12th position. Starting at 13th was the 68 of Givaldo Spindola. John Stanley in the 12 will start in the 14th position. All right, man. 100 laps here tonight. Remember my keys to the race here tonight. Braking. Ease on those brakes. Feather those brakes. Manage the tires. Don't overdrive the thing, especially going into the turn. And rule that side-by-side racing. Definitely going to be a lot of that here tonight. And don't forget about corner exit, how important it is to set that car up and find a rhythm here at the track. Kentucky can be a little bit of a rhythm track. Remember that next week we got Milwaukee Mile. Oh my gosh, we'll put a question mark by that one. We're not sure about that. We're going to have to do some testing. We've done that before, but wow, that's hitting us in the face here pretty soon. All right, here we go. Pace car's off. Hold on, boys and girls. We're ready to go green. The 4 car of Archer Vieto.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Green flag. The spotter yelling in my ear, man. Who is that guy? The 4 car beside that 24. Sean Jacobs on the outside line. I tell you, the outside line in play, but you got to be careful with this thing. But the 4 car got a bit of muscle there coming off the turn. Sean Jacobs in second. Looking on the low side. The 90 of Tom Robillard in third. He and Marizon battling it out there side by side. Marizon running in P4. Look at that battle there. Take a look at that Sunoco number 90 as a 60. Falls back there just a little bit on the inside line. The 90 starting to look a little bit low here. Looking on the low side. Now he goes back to the high side. So Ritzky Novar just behind him. Dan Richter now falling back just a little bit.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
The yellow flag here. Yellow flag, and we'll have to see what happened. Steve Pierce is off the pace here in the 51 car. So a little bit of a yellow flag here in the first few laps. See what happened to Steve Pierce. Look here is Captain Morgan's sponsor machine. That's 3 wide. Looks like he comes off the wall and gets into the 89 car. Whoa! Hard into the wall for that Captain Morgan sponsor machine. Take a look here as you see that 3 wide action. Fedorov just behind this. And then right there, his contact gets into that 89 car. Take a look at Dana Grover out of his machine. He's going to get turned right there into the wall. And the 89, hard contact there. He's got some back end damage to that machine. He's missing the back end of that car. Here, we'll take a look. Oh, man. In front of Givaldo's machine. It looked like, a couple different perspectives there. I give you a couple different looks on that. Again, looking at the front of out of Gilmar's machine. It looks like Steve might have come across here. Look at that right there, sneaking through. We'll go back here to live. All right, man. First caution flag. Little 3 wide right there, and Dana Grover's got some damage. He said he's got a pretty significant amount of damage here as he's getting repaired. Missing the back spoiler, the back bumper there. Dana definitely had some contact with the wall. We take a look at the side-by-side. Dana Grover on pit lane. Sean Jacobs the first off pit lane, so he's going to start in P1 here on this restart. It's going to be a pretty extended pit stop, I think, for Dana Grover. Well, I said manage traffic in the keys to the race tonight. I think I said something about running rule. Oh, there you go. Rule the side-by-side. Well, that was 3 wide. That got 3 wide in a hurry there. I don't think it was intentional with somebody really trying to push the issue. I think it just got 3 wide in a hurry. And unfortunately for Dana, he came out on the short end of the stick there. I think 51 probably has a little bit of damage too. He got into that inside wall. So we'll see how that affects his car. Now I would suggest you that Sean Jacobs is going to take the inside line here on this restart. So early caution flag, and hopefully that isn't a portrait of what's to come here at Kentucky. This thing can be a little bit crazy, a little bit loose here, so it's important to kind of take care of your tires. Take care of your tires. We see now Dana Grover is making it back out on the track, and man, that thing is beat up. That car is absolutely beat up right now. We take a look at Dana Grover coming back out. So we're getting a 1 to go this time by. As Sean Jacobs proved me wrong. He's going to the high side here. So Sean Jacobs going to start on the high side as Todd Robillard in the 90 starts in P2. On the inside line, Dan Richter, Gordon Carter side-by-side for this restart. And Art Vieta, Craig Marazon also side-by-side at P5, P6. Givaldo and Eugene. So Spindle and Fedorov starting 7th and 8th. Peixoto, Novar, 9th and 10th. So here we go. Oh, Steve Pierce. Looks like he ended up leaving the race, unfortunately.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Here we go, back to green. 24 side by side with the 90. '90 car inching ahead there off the turns. The 24, Sean Jacobs on this outside line. Now side by side with Dan Richter. Richter on the inside here, scrubbing off a little bit of speed there. Sean Jacobs using a little oomph on that outside line as Richter trying to make a pass on Artur Vieta and does. Richter up to the 3rd position, Vieta in 4th, Gordon Carter running in the 5th position. Side by side, you see Dan Richter now pushing the issue again on the inside line. And Sean Jacobs went up on the outside line. It's getting tight there. Getting tight as Sean Jacobs trying to hold on to that spot as Dan Richter pushing the issue here on the bottom line. The outside line seems to be in play, really does. And the 24 now holding on to that spot. Archivetta now going up to the high line. Take a look at him, and he's got Givaldo just below him. And Givaldo can't get by. Givaldo and Gordon Carter here battling it out now as Gordon Carter, that 56 car, going to let Givaldo go up to the high side, give him a lot of room. Givaldo up to the 5th position. Gordon Carter running in 6th. Pete Pierce looks like he has retired his machine. So I hate to see that. Hopefully not too sore about the call there. And one of those things is hard to please everybody, I think. But the 90 of Tom Rubel on the inside. Sean Jacobs on this outside line, running in P2. Victor running in the 3rd position. John Stanley back here running in the 12th position. Probably trying to save those tires of that Stanley Tool sponsor machine. I don't think there's really any need to push this car. As these guys are starting to get after it up front here. Look at this. Givaldo says, hey, man, I'm ready to take some spots here. Archivetta on the outside line. He is our points leader as Givaldo in a 68 car now moves up to P4. Archivetta now back to the 5th position, but behind him is a hornet's nest right now. Take a look at on the back of Givaldo's machine. As Archivetta trying to hold off a charge by Gordon Carter and Craig Marizon. Craig Marizon running in the 60 car as Gordon Carter holding on to that spot using that outside line. It's so hard to make a pass on the inside. I think the outside line clearly better. We talked about that in the pre-race show. Robillard still leading, but 24, Sean Jacobs right behind him. Jacobs looking very, very fast here tonight. Take a look at our side-by-side there on board with Sean Jacobs, man. He was way up the track. He was way up the track, man. I thought he was going to hit the wall there. Holy Toledo. Thought Sean Jacobs had bitten the dust on that one. He was way, way up the track. He's recovered and now closing back in on the 90 car. Take a look at this. Dennis Shudichin, Givaldo Spindle at Archivetta. Still battling it out. Spindle in the 68, getting by. How about this? Dennis Shudichin now. As looks like Givaldo has had some trouble. He's dropped back here. It's a little bit later. Something's happened to Givaldo. He gave up some spots there pretty quickly. Archivetta got back by, and let's take a look. Givaldo might have gotten into the wall up there, and he does. He smacks the wall, that 68 car. He does a great job of hanging on to it. But, man, he had a pretty significant amount of contact with the outside wall. Back here, take a look at Givaldo in his 68. Climbing up the track here, and he is chasing his car up the track, and he smacks the wall there, scrapes the wall a little bit. Not smacks it, but scrapes it, but does a great job of holding on to that. And I'll tell you what, man, Craig Marizon had an eye full on that one. Marizon definitely did a great job of missing this. Watch this. Givaldo's going to get sideways right here, and he's going to see it. He's like, uh-oh, watch out. Givaldo does a great job of recovering that and holding on to that machine. Robillard continuing to lead as Sean Jacobs into 24 in second. Dan Richter in the 65 is in the third position. Archie Vieta fourth, and rounding out the top five is Craig Marizon. We'll take a look at that. He's got a good battle there with Gordon Carter, the 60 and the 56, getting after it here. That Magpul Dynamics sponsored Camaro trying to hold off the high place moving sponsored Camaro. Maybe those guys just trying to close back in on that front group. Marizon running in P5, Gordon Carter running in the sixth position. Eugene Fedorov in the 84 car. Our punk rocker battling the Indonesian. Psychopath iRacing, Ritsky Novar in the 10 car battling Eugene Fedorov. This is for the 8th position. These guys having a fist fight right now. And the 10 is the inches ahead of Fedorov. Fedorov on the outside line. Good battle here as this is 4P8. Oritsky Novar has that position. Fedorov drops back to the 9th position. Gordon Carter in his 56 car still all over the back of that Magpul Dynamics sponsor machine. On board here with Gordon Carter. Just ahead is Craig Marizon. Right now, Carter running in P6. Take a look at John Stanley. Gilmar Peixoto just behind that 71 car. John Stanley running in the 11th position in the 12 car. Stanley Tools sponsored Ford Mustang. Take a look at Dana Grover here in the 89 Tracks VR sponsor machine. He and Dennis Shudichin there having a little bit of a slugfest. Now, Dennis Shudichin is running in the 7th position. Dana Grover is one lap down in the lucky dog position. So, if there is a caution flag, he's going to get that lap back. But you see a lot of damage in the back of that car. That thing cannot be handling like a fresh race car, that's for sure. He's slugging it out, so maybe a points night here for him, and he is one lap down. We got one car out of the race, and that is Steve Pierce. And unfortunate there for that Captain Morgan sponsor machine. We're just getting that paint scheme on the broadcast. Robillard starting to open up a little bit of a distance here. Now working on about a second. So up to about 8/10. Pushing at 9/10. There you go. So close to a second gap there on Sean Jacobs. Sean Jacobs got Ritsky Novar on the tail end of him. Out of the back of Sean Jacobs' machine. You see, did I say, I said Dan Richter, not Ritsky Novar. Dan Richter on the bottom side now, side by side with these guys through the tri-oval area, and Dan Richter starting to move that car forward. Dan Richter pulling off that spot, now up to the 2nd position. Sean Jacobs falling back to P3. Here on lap 26. John Stanley catching up to Givaldo. This is for the 10th position. John Stanley in the 12 car gets by Givaldo. So Givaldo falling, or excuse me, Givaldo falling back to the 11th position. Stanley running in P10. Oh man, Givaldo shot up the track again, so their handling on this car starting to go away a little bit. This 68 car. And he is a tail end of the lead lap, and you can see our race leaders wanting to get around. Now this is 71 of Gilmar Peixoto. And it looks like Gilmar going to get by Givaldo. take over that position. So, oh, man, that got tight right there, didn't it? That's 71 car, but you know, Joel got some damage. That's 71. Gilmar Peixoto gets by. Ritzky Novar and Dennis Junichin. You also Dana Grover in this mix. He's got 3 wide here. 3 wide. Grover lap down car, and we got a little battle here with some Toyotas. There are 3 Toyotas right there. 3 Toyotas in this mix. Ritzky Novar, Dennis Junichin racing for position. Novar the 10 car, Junichin in that 47 car, and Novar holding on to that spot as Junichin running in P7 now, or P8 now. Novar up to P7. Took him a little while to pull off that pass. Junichin in the 8th position in the 47 car. You see Dana Grover going by. Take a look at this 56 car now worked his way up to Artur Vieira. Vieira on the high side. Gordon Carter in the 56 high place moving sponsor machine on the inside line. Got to pick up P4. Vieira now back to the 5th position. And Craig Marizon sees this out of the front of his machine, and he smells blood in the water, I think. He's got a little bit of a tight race car, too, it looks like. Tight in, loose off. Robillard is our leader. And Peixoto indicating he's coming down pit lane, so we starting to see some pit stops here. He might be off a little sequence, but no, I'm hearing some more guys indicating they're going to be coming down pit lane. We take a look at our race leader, Todd Robillard. Gilmar Peixoto on pit lane here in the 71 car on lap 32. Got to be careful here pitting under green because the caution flag can come out just like that and catch you a lap down. And now the 90 car is going to come down pit lane. Not a super hard pit lane here to get on. You got a wide track to deal with. It's fairly flat-ish. You see Gilmar on pit lane now. Robillard, our leader, giving up the race lead to come down pit lane. And that's going to give Dan Ricker in the 65 car the race lead. As Peixoto on pit lane, he must have some damage that he's getting repaired. Now finishing up his pit stop to come back out on track. Here on lap 33, Gordon Carter also on pit lane. And Dan Richter in the 65 getting on the binders to get onto pit lane. So Richter now coming down pit lane, and that may give the race lead to Craig Marizon. And it does. So Marizon now the race leader. In the 60 car. Some of these guys have made pit stops now a little bit faster, are going to get by. Marizon indicating he's coming down pit lane here on lap 34. Off the track there, down. Oh, you got to better slow down. Woo, boy, he was going fast. That car looked like that was going pretty fast. I don't know if he got caught speeding or not. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. He was carrying a lot of speed when he came down off the track. Victor back up on the track, start and now in P9. Ritzky Novar in the 10 car, now our race leader. As Dan Richter on those fresh tires on the inside, going to get around and get his lap back. And he's back on the lead lap. Ritzky Novar still has not pitted. He's going to hope for a caution flag. I think that's what he's wanting to do, trap some guys a lap down. John Stanley shown second, Udichin third, Fedorov fourth. Robillard now back in the 5th position. Fedorov is on pit lane. 89 coming back down pit lane. Craig Marizon's got a pit. Got a penalty for speeding. Oh, no! Craig Marizon gets caught by the sheriff. He's going to have to come back down pit lane. That is awful, dude, for him. What a shame there for Craig Marizon. Now has to serve a drive-through. Whiskey Novar on pit lane. John Stanley on pit lane. The good news is that most of these guys are pitting. So, yeah, it may not hurt you that bad. But Marizon on pit lane. Oh, man, what a devastating penalty there for him. He's having a pretty good night here, so he's going to have a little bit of help now. Marizon now one lap down, and he's going to have to catch up to Dana Grover and get back on that in that lucky dog spot. Dana Grover coming back down pit lane. Dana Grover, I think he got caught speeding. Now he's serving a drive-through. Oh, no, man. Grover back onto pit lane. Wow. Maybe a stop and go. But it rains and pours for Dana Grover here tonight. There's a 90 of Todd Robillard, our leader. 3-second lead over Dan Richter. Jacobs in third. Vieta fourth. Gordon Carter running in the fifth position. Definitely not what you wanted to see if you were Dana Grover. And, of course, Craig Marizon's gotten caught by that as well. Dennis Udich and John Stanley here rekindling that battle. Udich on the inside line. John Stanley up on the outside line. Dennis Udich are going to try to make this pass. And Udich picks up P8. John Stanley back to the 9th position in the 12 car. Peixoto in this mix too, but Peixoto is one lap down. He's running in the 12th position. There's John Stanley now back to P9 in the 12 car. Take a look at Sean Jacobs. He's running in the 3rd position in the 24 car. Got 4.5 seconds down to the race lead. Couple seconds down to Dan Richter. Richter is about 2.5 seconds down to the race leader. He's running in the 2nd position. Sean Jacobs in the 24. Vulcan-sponsored Chevy. Having a good points night here tonight. Take a look at Arch Vieta in the 4 car. He's our points leader. He's running in the 4th position. That's almost 6.5 seconds off the race lead. Pretty good parity right now. We've got a couple. We got 4 Chevys in the top 5, but in that top 10, we got a pretty decent amount of parity. Got a couple of Toyotas in there, 3 Fords, but a lot of Chevys in this top 10. Dan Richter says, I got something to say about that. See him getting around that 71 car. Dan Richter into 65. Now just a second back to Todd Robillard. Now this would be big, man. If he wins this race tonight, remember I called it. It's a little bit early here. We're not even to halfway yet, but Richter's car looking pretty strong. Take a look at Gordon Carter here in the 56 car. Right right now running in P5. Good top 5 run for Gordon Carter. And I'll tell you what, man, that racecraft just keeps getting better and better and better and better. High place moving sponsor machine. Got a little Ukrainian colors on that scheme. Gordon, one of our Canadian drivers. Racing in the Chevy. Ritsky Novar running in the Toyota. He's our top Toyota in the field, running in P6. In the number 10 car. I mentioned a little earlier about how much work Ritsky Novar has done for us as far as car sets. GT3, Indy cars. He's going to help out with the trucks as well and do a car set for our truck series. Just a matter of me sitting down and organizing some things for him. And he does a great job, man. Really, really does. So here he is running in P6. It's like morning time the next day there. It's already Saturday, maybe approaching noon-ish. Who knows? It's about plus 12 from us, I think. So we're looking at maybe approaching 10 o'clock in the morning there. Eugene Fedorov. Early morning for him, I believe. Maybe late, started early morning, maybe 5 o'clock in the morning-ish, somewhere around there, 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning for him. He's racing for Russia. Our Ford drivers here. Punk Rocker. We call him Punk Rocker there. He loves punk rock music, plays punk rock music, has a punk rock band. I guess that makes you a punk rocker.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag out. Oh, no. Got a little comfortable there. We got a yellow flag. And get some word that maybe Artur Vieta is off the pace. Well, Artur Vieta. Let's see what happened to Artur. Artur just got on the binders there. He got up to Craig Marizon, got on the binders. Oh, a little bit of contact with the wall as the 71 goes by. Gordon Carter also going to get by, I believe. Like a self-spin, kind of a hard view, but you see this back into this car. He's just get a little bit of an odd entry into the turn. Not sure. Maybe too much speed, and the back end of that car came around. Get out of who we're looking at now, right there. Like a Marizon, we needed to jump into Marizon's car. Go back here and back it up this way. Coming in, I maybe got a little scared of the wall. No, it looked like he just sort of a little bit too much speed entering the turn, and the car backs into the wall. And then Gordon Carter, I think he's going to end up making a pass here, but he'll get that spot back, I believe. As Vieta up in the wall, right there. See that car break loose, a little bit of smoke coming out of that car right there, a little tire smoke, and up in the wall, and Peixoto getting out of the gas. So it's a little bit of a self-spin there for Artur. Pit stops underway. Robillard down pit lane. Richter, Jacobs, Udichin staying out. Looks like Udichin wants to lead a couple laps, and so he stayed out. He's actually shown as our race leader, so we got quite a few drivers there at the tail end. Marizan and Givaldo Spindola are on the tail end of the lead lap right now. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series will be back in action tomorrow. A 60-minute race from NOLA Motorsports Park. I have never broadcast a race there. I've never raced a race here, but it'll be live tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not going to be driving. I'll be broadcasting. And you can thank your lucky stars for that, because if I was driving, it would be a nightmare. That's coming up tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on TurnLeftTV. Let's take a look at the schedule. I've got Milwaukee Mile on the schedule there. We're going to do a little testing in that track just to make sure. So we'll have a substitute if that's not the case. But Pocono coming up on November the 24th. IMS on December the 1st. Gateway Raceway on December the 8th. And California Speedway coming up on December 15th. Now, Udichin has not made his way down pit lane. This will be interesting. And maybe the situation for him is that, he just pitted. He got back up onto the track, and he's got fresh tires. We'll see. This might be a good one here for Dana Grover, but he is shown a lap down still, so maybe not. I was thinking he was on the tail end of the lead lap. Now, Craig Marizan is shown to be 1 lap down, and he's in the lucky dog position. So we'll see how this works out there for him. Don't forget the High Octane Tough Trucks will be in action at Iowa Speedway coming up on Tuesday, November the 14th. 120-lap race. Race number 7 of the season in Iowa. Great short track. Located in the cornfields of Iowa. And I think the trucks are going to get after it, man. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV coming up on Tuesday. And we move the time up just a little bit. It'll be 8:30 p.m. qualification versus 9 p.m. We're trying to help out those South American drivers that love this truck series. And racing will start roughly around 8:45. So we got about a half-hour buffer there for them now. And I know they're staying up really, really late. They are +2 from us. So we'll try to keep those guys involved. And it looks like Udichin has snuck down pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Dan Richter. Robillard starts on the outside line in the 90. Sean Jacobs, Gordon Carter side by side. P3, P4. Ritsky Novar, Eugene Fedorov. He'll start in row 3. Marizan is 1 lap down, but he is shown, I think, in row number 4. And he wants to see a caution flag, a quickie caution, so he can get back on the lead lap with the lucky dog. Lights are out on the pace car. I think we're going to go green this time by. Pace car diving down pit lane. Richter's going to lead the field and take the green flag here on the restart. Start lap 55.
Green flag, go, go, go!
Back to green. Richter's been fast. Now he's up front. Can he do something with it? And he clears the 90 car. Now Sean Jacobs having his try at the 90 car. Sean Jacobs in the 24 looking to be able to get around the 90. Todd Robillard. And Sean Jacobs may just do it here. We'll see. And Sean Jacobs making that pass now finds himself in the second position. Robillard back to third. Robillard says, not so fast, boys. Not so fast. I think I'm going to get back up there. Jesus Iglesias joining us in the chat session. Good to see Jesus, and hopefully a speedy recovery for him. And Jacobs giving up a few positions there. Robillard gets back by. Now Gordon Carter to the inside to try his hat at this. So Gordon Carter trying to push the issue here. On board with Sean Jacobs. Jacobs hold on to that spot. Dan Richter and Todd Robillard now in a little bit of a dogfight there as Robillard says, I want back to the front. Still battling here back in the at the second or third position. Look at this. Ritsky Novar up there as well. Novar running at P5. Gordon Carter running in the fourth position on the inside. It's Sean Jacobs. He's pushing this issue too. So Sean Jacobs there. I'll tell you what, man. Sean Jacobs looking pretty fast here tonight. Sean Jacobs hold on to that spot, man. He's showing some muscle here at the 24 car, 56. Gordon Carter on the inside. Now he's diving up to the high side a little bit. And behind that 24, trying to figure out where he wants to be. Gordon Carter, Ritsky Novar, Sean Jacobs, Craig Marizon. Now Marizon in the lucky dog position. He's fast, but he needs a caution flag. With a long green flag run on that last one. And on board here with Craig Marizon, and he sees that dogfight just happening ahead for P3. Gordon Carter right now on the inside takes over the third position. Gordon Carter up to P3. That's going to leave the dogfight between Ritsky Novar and Sean Jacobs. A little Camaro versus Camry. And you see Novar scrubbing off some speed as that car climbs up the track a little bit. Eugene Fedorov and Dennis Yudichin getting after it. Dennis into the inside. Eugene Fedorov in the 84 up on the outside line. Whoa! Boy, that got a little tight right there. That got a little tight. My heavens, man. This guy's getting after it. That got tight. And the 47 getting back by, or getting by the Eugene Fedorov machine. Right now, our race leader is Dan Richter, but he does not have a substantial lead on Todd Robillard. About half a second. Robillard climbed all over the back of him for a second, but it looked like it's gone back to about half a second lead. And now Dan Richter, my pick to win this race. I know we got a lot of laps to go here, but I'll tell you what, Dan Richter looking pretty strong here tonight. As Robillard now drops back to that second position, just a little under a half a second down. Gordon Carter running in the third spot, but he doesn't have a comfortable lead right now. Sean Jacobs in the 24 is there in P4. Now, that fifth car in line is actually Craig Marizon. He's got a fast car. Remember, he got caught speeding on pit lane. He had to go down and serve a drive-through penalty under green. So he's trying to play catch-up. He wants a caution flag. He's in pretty good position, though, because The next guy who is 1 lap down is Dana Grover. That's a fair distance between the two. About 7.5 seconds separate P10 from P11. Sean Jacobs says, I am done following Gordon Carter. Sean Jacobs gets around Gordon Carter to take over the 3rd position. Gordon Carter back to P4. Craig Marizon's going to be on that inside. That's going to help Sean Jacobs out a little bit, as that forces Gordon Carter to go to the high side, stay on that high side, as Marizon's going to clear the 56 car. Jesus says 1 more week to fix his hand, or before a fix for his hand, I think. Maybe 1 week until surgery. Take a look at Jesus chatting there. Man, Jesus got a pretty bad break on his right hand. I think that was the right hand, but that's what it looked like to me, unless I'm looking at the anterior side of the hand. Thought I was looking at a posterior x-ray. Or an x-ray of a posterior side, so it looked like a right hand to me. But man, you really did a number on that. And we wish you a speedy recovery, Jesus. Hopefully we'll see you back on the track just as soon as you're healthy. Said he was chasing girls or something, and he fell into a wall. He's chasing some girls or something. Right now, Richter's extending that lead. It's up to 1.7 seconds. He said he was playing paddle, or I think it's paddle. Padel? Paddle? I think that means chasing girls. I think that's Portuguese for chasing girls. Playing paddle. Take a look at this, a 68 car. Getting around Dana Grover. Now Grover indicating he's coming down pit lane. So Dana Grover coming down pit lane here on lap 70. I believe. Go back to live, and Grover is on pit lane, taking some service. So it looks like Dana Grover now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. It will put him in the 13th position. Right now, Dan Richter in control. Sean Jacobs has caught the 90 car. The Robillard's car, in that first run was really pretty strong. They did reel him in a little bit, but in this second run here, I should say the third run now, that car does not seem to be quite as strong as it was. So the 90 car now running in P3 as Jacobs gets by up to the 2nd position. And he's starting to close in on Richter. I mean, it's a 2-second gap, but Sean Jacobs appears to be a little bit faster right now than Dan Richter. Take a look at that gap there with Ian Robillard. We'll take a look at the gap between Dan Richter and Sean Jacobs, 1.8 seconds. And I think Jacobs is a little bit faster right now. Richter may be, may saving some tires here for a longer run. We are on lap 74, and maybe feels like he might be able to make it to the finish. So a little Ford versus Chevy battle here for P1. John Stanley in the 12 car, closing in on Ritsky Novar. Novar in the 10 car, and Stanley going to pick up P6. So Stanley, starting in the back tonight, has worked his way up through the field and finds himself in the 6th spot. And we're starting to hear that guys are coming down pit lane here. I mean, Robillard is pitting early here. Robillard on pit lane, so this is interesting. Maybe they're not early on pit lane. So we got some guys making pit stops. This is interesting. Maybe a little strategy playing out. Arctivieta now up to the 2nd position in that 4 car with guys making pit stops. It's about 5 seconds off the race lead. He is our points leader coming into tonight. .65, Dan Richter indicating he's coming down pit lane, so maybe that's forced his hand. We're looking at, about 20 to go here pretty soon. So Dan Richter in the 65 car, he's going to be making a pit stop. So that's going to give the race lead to Artur Vieta as Richter on pit lane. Here late in this race, Fedorov also on pit lane. This is going to be really, really interesting to see how this shakes out. Richter finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. And he is in a hornet's nest right there as he rejoins the racing surface. Does find himself now a lap down. So Richter 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. As Ritsky Novar is now our race leader, I believe. Ritsky Novar in the 10 car. Can he make it the rest of the way? That's the question, man. I don't know. He might snooker these guys. This Toyota now our leader as John Stanley up on the high side. John Stanley is right now shown in the 4th position. Jacobs and Richter both. Richter on the inside. And, we'll take a look at Todd Robillard here in the 3rd position in the 90 car. So maybe he sparked these guys to come down pit lane. Now we're getting some word that Novar's coming down pit lane here in his Toyota. So staying out late, hoping for a caution flag, but now down on pit lane, he's carrying a ton of speed. And he spins. On pit lane, he spins. Oh, no. Novar spun as he came off the track and spun onto pit lane. Wow. Did you see that? He was carrying a heck of a lot of speed. Watch this. He's going to carry way too much speed right here. He's getting on the binders, trying to slow down. I mean, he might have downshifted right there. And then into the inside wall after you cross this pit lane. The timing line, and wow, that's going to add insult to injury because you know what happens there? Let's hear this. Oh, yeah, he downshifted right there. And then, oh, he might end up getting caught speeding too. Oh, no. So what a tough break there for Ritsky Novar. Dennis Schudertson coming down pit lane. Now our race leader is the 90 of Robillard. Richter is about a second back to the 90 car, I believe. Actually, look at that, 4.4 seconds back to the 90 car. So I don't know how to add. So, Dan Richter in second. Robillard's leading the field. And does Richter have enough time to be able to close that gap? 4.6 seconds. Robillard pitted a little bit earlier than these guys. Now he's gotten out in front of them, but he has a little bit older tires. So other guys have a few laps less on their tires. Eugene Fedorov now moving up to the 8th position. As getting by Dennis Schudertson. Schudertson a little bit off the pace as he rejoins the racing surface. Fedorov now in 8th, Schudertson 9th. Craig Bearzon needs a caution flag. I mean, he absolutely needs a caution flag in this 60 car. Just the speeding penalty has not been to his liking, that's for sure. He finds himself one lap down in the lucky dog position. Take a look at this. Dennis Schudertson coming back out on track in his 47 car. Or back at it in his 47 car. Novar on pit lane serving that penalty, I believe. He might have gotten caught with the drive-through. Now Novar coming back out on track and finds himself right now in 10th. So Novar is one lap down as well. A tough break there for Ritsky Novar, man. Late race punishment for him. Regulated battle there, 3.5 second gap. It has diminished, but does Richter have enough time to chip away? You're looking at approaching 10 laps to go, and you're 3.5 seconds back. You got to hope that maybe the 90 car is going to have a little bit of trouble with this traffic that's ahead. He's faster than those guys, but is he going to be able to slip through them and have some get some luck? Look at this, Arthur Vieta and Gordon Carter getting after it. Arthur Vieta on the inside, Gordon Carter in that 56 on the outside line. This is for P4. And Arthur Vieta going to pick up that spot. So Vieta now picking up a spot here late in the race. .8 second gap now. Richter running out of time if he's going to try to, or if he's going to be able to close in and give Robillard a run for his money. I just don't know if he's going to be able to do it here. 2.5 second gap, and the time is running out. Take a look at Sean Jacobs. Sean Jacobs running in the 3rd position. Just behind him is Bearzon, who is a lap down. Now he's not in the lucky dog position. Fedorov in that lucky dog position. Now we have 7 cars on the lead lap. Now we're down to 2-second gap. Richter definitely on the move. Fedorov on these fresh tires, getting around Robillard will help Dan Richter out. Fedorov in that lucky dog position right now. 1.7 second gap. I'm telling you. Remember, Dan Richter's got to get through this traffic as well. 1.6 second gap now. Richter on the move. Look down in front of Dan Richter's machine. We're down to 1.4 seconds. 1.5. So he's chipping away, but time's running out. Got to be able to catch him. He's one thing to catch him. The other thing is to pass him. Richter is definitely going to make a run for it. Down to 1.3. 1.1 second gap now. Richter a little bit faster there through the turn. Dana Grover giving him a lot of room. That is just some great racing etiquette right there. Great racing etiquette. Here we are, lap 95. Can Dan Richter close in? Now under a second gap. We might have a race on our hands here. Richter had a little bit of a bad exit there on that turn. Robillard might have been saving his stuff too. Across the start-finish line, lap 96. 5 laps to go. 9/10 separate the two of those guys. Richter on the move, closing in, 8/10 down to 7. You're going to run out of time. Now under 7. Richter is there. He can see, man. Dan Richter right there. This is getting great, boys. We might have a photo finish here. Look at this. Dan Richter, he can see Robillard out of the front. It's 0.4 of a second right now. 0.4 of a second separate P1, P2. Here on lap 97, Richter's got a faster car. Robillard trying to hang on. Dan Richter to the inside of Eugene Fedorov. Dan Richter has caught Tom Robillard. Here we are. Now we got a battle with 2 to go. 2.5 laps to go. Richter to the outside. Robillard on the inside to 65 to 90. Battling it out. Robillard using that inside, holding on to that spot. This may be a photo finish. Todd Robillard in the 90. Sunoco sponsor machine. Maybe save those tires a little bit. He is definitely pushing that thing. 65, Dan Richter all over the back of him. Richter to the outside. Richter up on that outside line. He's all over the back of Todd Robillard right now. Richter going to the inside. Richter down to the inside line. Dan Richter. Dan Richter now getting around Robillard and taking the lead. Side by side there, Richter leads that lap. Last lap here. The last lap, let's see what happens here. Dan Richter in the 65 car. Inching ahead of the 90. Does the 90 have anything? Oh, he might have slammed off the wall. Dan Richter in the 65 car. Boom Boo Rum sponsor machine. My pick to win this race off turn 4 through the tri-oval, and the 65 car is going to win this race. What a race there for Dan Richter. How about that, huh? Great job to the 65. So great job to the 65, Dan Richter getting the win. We're going to learn to fly that camera a little bit better, don't we? Wow, what a race. What a fantastic race there. A couple of caution flags just to make it a little interesting, but Dan Richter in the Boom Boo Rum sponsor machine makes it happen here. So congratulations to Dan Richter on getting the win. Wow, man, that was a great one, man. Dan Richter, my pick to win this race. Woo, yeah. That was a fun one. Couple caution flags to make it a little interesting, but some great racing there by everybody involved. It really was a fantastic job. We'll take a look at the final results here. And kudos to, hats off to Todd Robillard, too, in a great race that he drove. Boy, he raced him cleanly as well. Made him earn it, but raced him cleanly. Let's take a look at the results here. Dan Richter finishes in P1. Todd Robillard finishes in the second position. Sean Jacobs third. Archer Vieta finished in the fourth position. Gordon Carter finishes in P5. John Stanley battles for a sixth place finish. Dennis Yudish seventh in that Toyota, the top Toyota in the field. Eugene Fedorov in the Ford finishes in eighth. Craig Bearzon finishes in the ninth position. Ricky Novar finishes in P10. Finishing in the 11th position is Dana Grover in 89. Just a tough break there for him. Givaldo Spindle in the 68 finishes 12th. Gilmar Peixoto in the 71 finishes 13th. And Steve Pierce finishes in 14th. So on Veterans Day, Dan Richter getting the win. So congratulations to Dan Richter getting the win here at Kentucky. We'll see if we can't get a little bit of a chat with him. All right, man. What a great race. I always love it when I pick the winner at the race. Doesn't happen very often, but I just felt like this track, Dan, really favored your driving style. What were your thoughts coming through the race and certainly at that final run?
Oh, did you? No commentators curse there, I guess. Yeah, I love this track. It's so wide, and with the shape, you can pretty much run however you like. You can go down low, you can be high. You can diamond the corner. It's just so many options, and yeah, it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, a little bit of a combination of some braking strategy and then feathering that throttle there to choose different lines. And I just had a feeling the high line situation favored you. Do you feel like when you come into a track, that anytime a high line is really in play, that's something that you feel like is to your advantage?
Yeah, definitely. The Highline didn't come in too much tonight. I think maybe because we didn't have quite as many guys putting down rubber on the track. I think the aero push was a bigger factor tonight. If you got behind somebody through the corner, you could start plowing it, and then especially coming off of 4, you could really burn up that right tire, front right tire.
Well, coming up on that last run, you had a couple lap cars kind of wedged in between you and Robillard. You certainly, I'm probably aware you were paying attention to the time clicking off there, but did you feel like those lap cars might be a factor for you to be able to get to him and get around him?
Yeah, definitely. I was watching the laps clicking down and trying to not push it too hard while still trying to catch him, and it seems like I was able to get to the lap cars a little bit quicker than he was.
Well, great job. Got the Boilermakers paint scheme, Boom Boo Rum paint scheme back in Victory Lane, and a little TurnLeftTV on that as well. But great job tonight. And next week we have Milwaukee tentatively on the schedule. Have you been to that track? If you have, what are your thoughts for next week if you can race?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'll be here or not, but yeah, Milwaukee, it just reminds me of New Hampshire a lot. I've never really been so great at New Hampshire, so we'll see what I can do if I'm able to show up.
All right, man. Well, hey, congratulations, and good luck to you the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Dan Richter joining us up here in the booth. One of those Indiana drivers. He's a Purdue guy. And got the big win. And I am going to relish in this one because I chose him. I picked him to win this race. Yeah. That was a great race, man. Only a couple of caution flags, and really had a good turnout as well. And thanks to all the guys for coming out and racing with us tonight. And always good to see folks coming out and enjoying the race and doing well. We only had one guy drop out, and it's a shame to see that. Hopefully we'll see him back next week, ready to go at Milwaukee. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series will be in action tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from NOLA Motorsports Park. It is race number 3 of the season, 2 p.m. live right here on TurnLeftTV. That's right, the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. And that's who provides our service here at HighOctaneRacing.net. Don't forget, man, click on over there. You'll get a quick link to our Discord server. That's where we do most of our business. But you'll get schedule updates, who's leading the points, screenshots, and a quick link to Discord, and also a quick link to TurnLeftTV. And again, thanks for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Love to have those new subscribers. And smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are being broadcast live or when I have new videos uploaded here to TurnLeftTV. Saturday Night Thunder will be in action for race number 4 tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here from Kentucky, the Cup Series. Saturday Night Thunder style will be at Kentucky tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, congratulations to Dan Richter on getting a great victory. What a fun race to watch, and kudos to he and Tom Robillard for a very clean battle there at the end. That's going to do it for me tonight, boys and girls. Thanks for joining me here on the chat session, and we'll see you next time. I am out of here.